afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Lunch with Dodie. I am so excited to have you guys here today and joining us. Friday's so much fun to look forward to just for this event. Today's lunch is provided by Raw Blend Juicery. It's a new place in town on Oak Street. It's at 201 Oak. It's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 8, Saturdays 9 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 6. Their philosophy is to drink, juice, eat clean, and feel awesome. They do juices, smoothies, and these smoothie bowls. Mine is the Queen Acacia. I don't think I say that right. With all kinds of nuts and berries. Ooh, and a drizzle too. Oh, really awesome. Today's special guest is one of my dearest and longtime friends, Judy Moffitt Marston, who's going to be teaching a cooking class for us on September 10th, I believe. Yes, at 2 in the afternoon. It'll be pre-recorded, but she's going to be teaching others. So if you have questions or suggestions for classes, but she's going to tell us a little bit about other things she does too, some phenomenal baking and catering. So Judy, how are you today? Tell us a little bit about what's going on with cooking. Cooking with Granny is what her show's been called.
Actually, I just started a YouTube page called Cooking with Granny, and I just started a little business called Wild Tree. They're relaunching, and they'll start again in September. And Dodie asked me to do some cooking videos for up here at the senior centers. My first one is going to be on individual lasagnas for people that just need to cook for themselves, because honestly, it's kind of hard to cook for one. But with this Wild Tree stuff that I have, it's very simple, and you can just make pretty much anything a little or a lot at a time. Nutritious and delicious and easy to make.
And Judy, I love your idea of the lasagna for one. It is hard to cook for just one person. I think all of us on here right now are single ladies. Sometimes it's just no fun to cook for just yourself. Or at the end of the day, you're just like, oh man, do I really want to do all that just for me? Judy's going to be showing us some of the things she does with Wild Tree products, which is the product she happens to prefer to use. But you can also use very generic, out of the grocery store substitutes.
For your own mixes. I mean, you can blend your own mixes and stuff, but right. I prefer this one, this brand, because, well, it works for me.
And on Judy's website, what's your website actually? Do you have a cooking with, your YouTube, Cooking with Judy?
YouTube. I believe it's called Cooking with Granny.
Cooking with Granny on YouTube. And
I only made one video, and it's rather kind of silly because, it's my first. And
oh, okay. Yeah, we're learning all this virtual stuff, how to reach out and connect with people where they're at. If you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Judy also has been doing some catering and some wonderful cupcakes. Tell us a little bit about the cupcakes, Judy.
I make cupcakes that look like flowers. I put them into bouquets, and they're quite fun to make. I mostly use the mini cupcakes because they look more like flowers and they're a lot easier to eat. And they're a lot easier to work with as well. Today I just bought this really cool platter. I'm so excited. It's a 3-foot tall vintage lady that's holding a plate, and
she'll be holding those cupcakes.
I can't wait to put some cupcakes on her.
What's the biggest order you've had?
Oh, like...
How many cupcakes?
Probably 200.
Yeah, wow. And you have pictures on your Facebook page?
I have pictures. If anybody wants to see them, they can just friend me and go look at my pictures. And then I sent you some so that you can post them on the
senior center.
Posts onto this, so they're just attached to this. Then you can just see them. Super simple.
Judy does take custom orders for all kinds of events.
I just did a bridal shower last weekend. That was quite fun.
And you did more than cupcakes for that.
Yes, I did. I also did lemon bars, raspberry bars, and coffee cake, and little mocha mousse cups.
So Judy can do just about anything. I've seen her make horse heads out of strawberries for an event. Chocolate strawberries made into horse heads. Also, you made something a few years ago called a pie.
Yep, I bake a whole pie inside of a cake.
Tell us about that.
Well, have you ever heard of the turkey with the
duck and
that thing? Yes, thank you very much. Well, I saw that some fancy chef had made a joke on that with cakes, and he did it 3 different cakes with 3 different pies inside of each one, and then he frosted them and he stacked them, and it just looked gross, but I really loved the idea. So I wanted to make one that would taste good. So
Yeah.
I ended up making just a 1 layer, don't stack them, just one, and I make a chocolate, and then I use the Willamette pie,
Yep.
frozen pies, and then I bake them because they're homemade, then I don't have to make a pie. I hate making crusts. But anyway, so then I take that pie and you fully bake it, and then you make your cake and you put it in the pan, a little bit in the bottom, and then you flip your baked pie over, put it on that, and then drizzle the rest of the cake batter on top of it, and then you bake it. And then when you pop it out, and I use a DeMarrow pan too, when it's not a cheesecake pan. I use a DeMarrow pan. They come out super simple that way. Anyway.
So like what'd you do, a berry pie, a cherry pie with a chocolate cake,
Oh,
right?
I've done a cherry pie in a chocolate cake. I've done a berry pie in a chocolate cake. I've done a blueberry pie in a lemon cake. I've done a peanut butter pie in a strawberry cake. I've done a peanut butter pie in a chocolate one, and that one is super good. That tastes like the big Reese's peanut
The
butter.
Lemon Valley Pie Company makes a peanut butter pie?
No, I have to make those myself.
Oh, okay. Darn.
I like to make things that not everybody else makes. I like to make things that are a little off kilter.
Unique, like you.
Unique, yes. Shall we say that?
So Judy's first cooking class will be Thursday, September 10th at 2 o'clock. And what we'll do is we're going to have it video recorded because she's going to be cooking from her kitchen for this one. And we'll show it at that particular time. And she's going to do one a month at least. Talk about some of your other ideas, like the white sauce for the pizza.
Well, you can make anything. You can, we could do Alfredo, and we could do a pizza. We could do hors d'oeuvres. Love to do hors d'oeuvres. They're like one of my faves. We could do barbecue. We could do hamburgers.
What did you and Paralee do the other night? You did a Mexican theme, didn't you?
Oh, we just did a taco bar. It was great. Grapeseed oil is really great to cook with. It has a high flash point, so you can actually fry in it. So we used those taco shells, the small ones that aren't already cooked.
Are they called street tacos, the little smaller ones?
I think so, but these are just the shells. Anyway, and then we
fried. Not this big, right? They're not real big.
Yeah, they're just small.
Yeah.
But we fried them in the garlic grapeseed oil, and they were quite delish.
And then you just made salsa. You just salsa mix.
Yeah, salsa, and for the salsa, all we had to do was chop up some fresh tomatoes, and then they have a salsa blend. It's just dry herbs, sprinkle it over the tomatoes, and we added some onions. Super simple. Then they also have the chipotle lime blend. It's just spices, and we mixed that in with some sour cream and made a chipotle sour cream for it. We made an avocado, and then they have an avocado from a guacamole blend. Mix the blend in with avocado. Done.
You see, you've been retired how long now from the state?
Almost 6 years. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot. So you've done more cooking in the last 6 years.
I started making cupcakes right after I retired. Wild Tree, I started using that way before I retired, 5 years before I retired. So,
can you remember what the very first thing is that you learned to make?
Probably cookies.
With your mom?
I had an easy bake oven. I made everything in that thing.
I just have my easy bake oven too. We've talked about having easy bake oven bake-offs.
Right?
Yeah.
I got one like the one I had on eBay.
Mine's still in the box, but my daughter and my granddaughter really don't want me opening it.
My grandmother making bread.
I was going to say, my mom made a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she'd take the leftover bread at the end that didn't make a loaf, and she'd make them into maple bars.
Oh, my mom always made fry boys.
Yeah.
Fried it and then sprinkled butter and cinnamon sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. I told her that's why I have a weight problem. It's all because of her. Well, I know too, if I was more organized, it'd be easy to make up, like say a lasagna and make it into separate pans and freeze it, or make something up that sometimes is more than one meal and then freeze it.
Right, like you could make it in, you could make anything, like you just said, in a large, normal size recipe, and then have what you want for the, evening, dinner, whatever meal, and then take the rest of it and put it into individual, like, large muffin tins and freeze them that way, and then you have another frozen meal.
I tell you, I've been known to just have cereal for dinner once in a while, just because I've never been an enthusiastic cook anyway. And so cooking dinner for myself sometimes, I had really great ambitions of making burritos last night, and I ended up opening a can of SpaghettiOs.
Oh,
I know. So some of the stuff is just being more prepared to cook for yourself, being not just organized, but being able to shop that way and to buy things that can be divided smaller or in smaller amounts, smaller packages. And that's, I think, the beauty with your Wild Tree products, Judy, is you can use a little of it or a lot to make whatever amount you want.
and there's no crap in it. That's what I like about it. There's no fillers. There's
No fillers, no.
You don't have to use as much, and you get a lot of flavor.
So our first one then is on Thursday, September 10th at 2, and you're going to be making an individual lasagna.
Yes.
That'll be so yummy.
A regular lasagna and a white sauce vegetable lasagna.
Oh, that would be really great. I think that would be a lot of fun, doing some intergenerational cooking.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We made, these pigs in a blanket one time. They were adorable. You take just Pillsbury dough, the crescent ones, and you wrap it around a hot dog. Yuck, but anyway, they're cute. And snip, the little ends off so they're flat. And then you take that little end and you cut it and make it a little ears, put it on the one end, and then you use a piece and cut a little tail out of it and stick it on the other end. And then you put peppercorns for eyes once you've baked it. And now it was the whole hot dog, you poked 2 holes in the end of it.
Oh, sure.
You're
Sticking out of the roll. Yeah. Awesome. So we are going to be doing cooking for one, and we have the first one set up and probably the second one. And we're still looking for ideas for the other 2 classes. You can send ideas at any time, email or message me, and that'll be posted also. Well, and we're going to investigate cooking around the world also. I've been in touch with some of the Russian Old Believer ladies and some Hispanic ladies we know. Maybe someone will show us how to make tamales. That's going to be coming probably in October or November, in time for the holidays. Why don't we do a holiday hors d'oeuvres cooking thing, Judy?
That would be
show
fun.
how to make different hors d'oeuvres that are healthy, nutritious, and easy. Though we probably won't be going to a lot of parties this year, like the last few years, but there still will be some get-togethers. Well, this has been really great. I really like the interactions that we have and being able to see people up close and personal without being, we're social distancing. The thing I was laughing about is these even are a little more personal than when you're at a group meeting, because at a group meeting, you're sitting across the room from somebody or whatever. You're not like right up close like this. Here you see everybody all the time. So it's a little, intimidating, but very challenging. And I think really rewarding. It's been a lot of fun. I guess that's about all for today, guys. Unless anybody has anything else cooking related. We've shared recipes, swapped stories, have some new ideas. It's been really great. It's always great seeing you guys, though. And like I said, seeing everybody's faces without masks and up close and personal. My last thought, of course, is wear your mask when necessary and vote because it's necessary.
Yes.
All right? Everybody have a great weekend.